The Philadelphia Eagles moved to 3-2 after defeating the Cleveland Browns 20-16. And while I would love to come up here and talk to you about the game to start today's video, unfortunately, we have to talk about the embarrassment that is the head coach of this football team, Nick Sirianni. Because Nick Sirianni, during the bye week, has this conversation, this heart-to-heart with Jalen Hurts. We're on the same page. We're the two leaders of this team, and we have to hear this same old BS spiel that we've heard from these guys going into the season just a month later, because all of a sudden we already need a meeting between these guys again. Today, Nick Sirianni shows up to the game, shaved head, trying to get a little bit of attention, trying to say that he, changing the tone of the team, whatever. And all of that is good and well. And I wasn't going to comment on it. I really wasn't. Whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better, fine, so be it. During the game, some Eagles fans, as their right, bought the ticket, go to the game, support the team, didn't chant anything heinous, but chanted, "Fire Nick Sirianni," because many fans well know that he is a CEO head coach that can't be trusted to manage the offense, has had those play calling duties taken away not once but twice. And apparently last year, something went on with him and Brian Johnson, who I thought may have been a problem at offensive coordinator, but now he's in the offensive system of Washington, and they seem to be a pretty good offense. Coming into the week, they were top 5 offensively in terms of yards per game and top 3 rushing. So Brian Johnson, maybe not the problem. Maybe it was Nick Sirianni. And our team, 2-2, underperforming. There's no doubt about it. Hell, even the Eagles players and coaching staff acknowledged it. You win this game 20-16. And don't get me wrong, in terms of team stats, the Eagles very easily dominated this game, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I actually thought it was a pretty good performance by the squad, and if it wasn't for a blocked field goal, they should have won this game 23-9 today. But there was a blocked field goal. The game was close, and the Eagles at home, skin of their teeth, get by the Browns 20-16. The Browns, who are 1-5 now, and may be the worst team in the NFL. And Nick Sirianni has the gall, has the attitude to go argue with the fans that were chanting "Fire Sirianni" and talk crap to them as if he just accomplished something. Buddy, we were favorites to win the NFC. We were top 3 in NFC odds to go to the Super Bowl. And through 5 games, this team is 3-2. And you just may have beaten the worst team in the NFL at home by only 4 points. There is no reason to be braggadocious. There is no reason to be cocky. And there is certainly no reason to act like that towards the fans. It's inexcusable. And this goes back to the problem with Nick Sirianni. He doesn't contribute offensively or defensively, is supposed to be a culture guy, but is weak-minded. To let the fans get at you that much that you have to go taunt your own fans? And you could see it on the field. He's the culture setter. Eagles fans, countless of them, what have they said to me? This team is weak-minded. This team, morale quickly goes. This team, something doesn't always feel right. It is because they adapt the identity of their head coach. And Nick Sirianni is weak-minded. He lets his own fans get under his skin to the point where instead of winning the game and just being happy that you got the win, he has to go and taunt them. That is a disgrace. And this is a guy that I was saying should have been fired last season. You could check the Twitter. You could check my other YouTube channel, Dillmel NFL. It's all there. I know I wasn't posting on Eagles Syndicate for y'all last year, but this is a guy I thought should have been fired at the end of last year. It's a guy that I think should have been fired during the bye week. Made the video. If you could call up Bill Belichick and bring him in, do it. And it's a guy who is going to need to sit on the sideline if this team's going to be successful, realistically. Now let's talk about the game, because I do want to give some credit to some of the players. Holy man, this team missed A.J. Brown. 6 for 116 and a touchdown today. Had the game-sealing catch. really, really good day. I thought Jalen Hurts finally, with all of his weapons, played a pretty clean game. 264 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interception, 33 yard. I thought the Eagles played a very, very clean football game. Shout out Grant Alcantara. When Dallas Goedert went down, this guy stepped up, made a couple of plays, had the 34-yard play. Devonta Smith, not super involved, but had the 45-yard touchdown. Saquon Barkley, the holes weren't there today. Saquon was only going to be the guy, that perfect for so long, but, it is what it is. You get what you can. Overall, I thought it was a good day. Jalen Hurts with a 126.1 passer rating, so I thought that was pretty solid. From the team stats perspective, we realistically should have dominated the Cleveland Browns, right? We had over 125 more yards than them, more than 100 more passing yards than them, more rushing yards. The penalties was in their favor. They actually had the ball longer than us, so I thought the Eagles took a step in the right direction in terms of play on the field, and I thought that was to be expected, right? The team, especially versus Tampa, was just banged the freak up, man. I mean, you had no A.J. Brown, you had no Devonta Smith going into it, but Goddard, Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Reed Blankenship, the team needed a bye week, and they came out the bye week, they looked rested, they looked fine. We still need to work on the first quarter scoring. That is a tone-setting move, and Kellen Moore needs to work something out with this offense as a whole. They're just not producing early on in games. I think the scripting that needs to be fixed here is let's get the weapons involved earlier, whether that's screens to Saquon, drag routes, slant routes. We came out and it was streaks. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing with all these streaks going down the field right now? Let's get A.J. Brown some touches early. Let's get Devonta Smith some touches early. If Dallas Goedert's out there, same deal. Get them easy touches in space and get them in rhythm. That is how you get the offense rolling. The offense is never in rhythm in these games because the Eagles have just been piss poor at planning early drives to get their weapons balls. They haven't scored in the first quarter all season. They're the only freaking team, and this team has Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Goddard, and Jalen Hurts, and a great offensive line. What are you talking about? So, no, it's not a perfect win by any means. But I thought there were some goods there. And shout out to the defense. I know it's the Browns, but they did their job. 16 points, but 7 of those are on a field goal block. They give up 9 points, 9 offensive points to the Browns. That is a job well done. What did they have, 5 sacks today? And I get it. Again, it's the Browns. But you got to do your job against the bad teams. The defense looked pretty strong. Even with Slay getting injured, shout out to the defense. Carter, he was really good. I thought DeJean was great in the nickel. He's a great blitzer. They have to keep him out there for things like that. But I didn't notice as many missed tackles. Maybe the Fangio defense is starting to come around. And if the Eagles even get better at sustaining drives, I think it'll look better. I have some real concerns about Nick Sirianni and the identity of this team because you can't fix his personality. The old saying goes, you can't fix stupid. So we'll see what happens there. But in terms of play on the field, the defense was great. The offense, it's their first time all together since week 1 in Brazil. It is their first game all together on U.S. soil. They looked a little slow. They looked like a team that hasn't played a lot of regular season games together, which they haven't. The team very clearly missed A.J. Brown. He is a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, and he is the one of this team. But a win is a win is a win. And as Eagles fans, I think we could be pretty happy with the result here that it is a win. Let's go out next week and get another one. I believe we play the Giants. Yes, we play the Giants. So let's go out, beat the Giants, move to 4-2. The Commanders lost this week. Dallas is currently losing 34-6 as I record this video. So I think things could go in the right direction for the Eagles in terms of winning the NFC East. But seriously, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, you got to call Nick Sirianni in the office after what he did today. Absolutely inexcusable, weak-minded, and that's a class 101, how to lose the locker room. It just is. But those are just my thoughts. Be sure to leave yours in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all. I'll catch you next time. Peace.